Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to use fold equal to 0 and fold equal to 1 in time zone info using Python. So this is mainly useful when handling with daylight saving time in Python. So we'll see what is fold in datetime. So fold equal to 0 and fold equal to 1 in Python's datetime module are used when dealing with ambiguous times. So especially during the end of the daylight saving time. So first we'll see what is this ambiguous time and what is daylight saving time. So if you see if you see at US, so daylight saving starts on every second Sunday of March and it ends at first Sunday of November. And similar way, if you consider UK country, it starts on last Sunday of March and it ends on last Sunday of October. So first we'll see what is non-existent time. So that means missing local time. So normally DST, daylight saving time, it starts on March. So if you consider time zone, America, New York, and if you consider 2020, March 8th. So as soon as time reaches 2 o'clock, and if you see here, this is 12 and this is 1 and 2. So as soon as clock reaches 1:59, what will happen? Immediately it will jump to 3 o'clock. So that means this 1 hour we are missing. So that means missing 2:30 a.m. So that's why it is marked. So it directly jumped from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So that means this 2 o'clock is standard time. So up to here, March 8th, 2 a.m. up to this standard time. Once it jumped to 3 o'clock, that is DST. So that means daylight saving time starts. So here, what is the trick is? So 1 hour is losing, it directly jumping from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That 1 hour, it is called non-existent time. And similarly, we'll see what is ambiguous time. So that means now we'll see as of now when daylight starts. Now this is regarding when daylight saving time ends. So normally it ends in November, and now I'm considering same time zone, America or New York. And if you see 2020, 11, 1 and 2 o'clock. See here 12, 1, 2. So as soon as clock reaches 1:59, what will happen? Immediately it will back to 1 o'clock. And this is the meaning. So it from 2 o'clock, as soon as it reaches 2 o'clock, immediately it will set back to 1 o'clock. So that means up to November 2 a.m., this is DST, daylight saving time, that is ending time. Once it set back to 1 o'clock here, then standard time it will start. But what is this ambiguous time here? See, initially at the end of DST, daylight saving time, when it reaches from 1 to 2. So that means 1 to 2, one time it is occurring. So you can say that is first occurrence. Once it reaches to 1:59, then immediately it backs to 1 o'clock again, and again it will start 1 o'clock to 2, 3, 4 like this. So again it coming, no, this 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, that is second occurrence. That means it happening 2 times. So while working in Python, it will be difficult to identify this between 1 to 2 o'clock, this whether that is first occurrence or second occurrence. So that means 1:30, if you consider 1:30 time, it will occur twice because it 2 times it is coming, no? So that is, it occurs 2 times. So that means same local time occurs twice. So that will call as ambiguous time. So now how to find this first occurrence and second occurrence in Python? So here, if you see from Python 3.6 onwards, to handle this one, introduced fold equal to 0 and fold equal to 1. And fold equal to 0, it refers to the first occurrence of the ambiguous time before clock was set back. So that means DST ending time, no? So it will come 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So that is fold equal to 0, first occurrence. That means before setback to before clock setback. Next, fold equal to 1. This refers to second occurrence. That means after the clock has been set back. So that means when it comes to 1:59, so it will automatically set back to 1 o'clock again. So that will call it as fold equal to 1. That is second occurrence. Suppose if you don't specify fold, Python assumes that fold equal to 0 by default. So whenever you are mentioning occurrence, that means this daylight saving time. So the fold equal to 1 parameter in while replacing the time is used to handle ambiguous times during the end of daylight saving time. So that means here if you specify fold equal to 1 or 0, it will consider according to that. So fold 0 means first occurrence of ambiguous time. That means DST active. So that time DST is still laser. So 1:30 a.m. during DST. So fold equal to 1, that is second occurrence. That means after DST ends. DST means data daylight saving time. So once it ends, we can call it standard time. That is 1:30 a.m. after DST ends. Now, what is ambiguous time? We already discussed here this ambiguous time. So same thing is written here. So DST ends at 2 a.m. and the clock go back 1 hour to 1 a.m. So that means that 1:30 a.m. happens twice. That means once before fallback and once after. So that is ambiguous time because between 1 to 2 o'clock, it happens 2 times. That means if you take 1:30 a.m. occurs twice. So that is ambiguous time. So handling DST transition. Suppose you consider November 1st, 2 a.m. when it is switching from UTC 5 to UTC 6 because of the end of daylight saving time. Since it is in Chicago, the time zone name is CDT. So CDT means this one, Central Daylight Time and Central Standard Time. So for Chicago, when daylight was there, we can call it as CDT. So Central Daylight Time. So that time UTC is UTC -5. When daylight completes and when it comes to Central Standard Time, UTC is -6. So this means the local time 1 to 1:50 a.m. happens twice. So first occurrence before the clock is set back, CDT, that means Central Daylight Time. Central Daylight Time, UTC -5. So second occurrence after the clock is set back, so UTC is -6. So daylight saving time starts in March and ends in November. So in March, clock is moved 1 hour forward, and in November, clock is moved 1 hour back. So that means if you see March, as soon as it reaches 2 o'clock, immediately it will jump to 3 o'clock. That means forward it. So in March, clock is 1 hour forwarded. And if you see November, once it reaches to 2 o'clock, it will back to 1 o'clock. That means in November, clock is moved 1 hour back. So same thing explained in tabular format. So 1 a.m. that is still daylight saving time, and 1:30 that is still daylight saving time. Once it comes to 2 a.m., so daylight saving ends and the clock moves back to 1 o'clock. So now it falls under standard time, not daylight saving time. So once it comes to 1 o'clock, now this is 1 o'clock is standard time, that is after rollback. So again 1:30, that is standard time. Again 2 a.m., this is standard time. And if you see here, this 1:30 and this 1:30, it repeating 2 times. Okay, so next, we'll see now coding. So how to check this daylight savings, differentiate with the help of fold 0 and fold 1. So this we already discussed about daylight saving time, and this we already discussed. It occurs twice, and this fold attribute, it differentiate. If you want first occurrence, you had to define fold equal to 0, and for second occurrence, we had to define fold equal to 1. So first, I'm starting with one example using fold 0 and 1 without using time zones. So first what I'm doing, I'm importing date time, and I'm defining here date time. Here I'm defining date, and the time I'm defining as 1:30, fold 0, that means first 1:30. That means during DST, daylight saving time. And what is DT2 is in date time I'm defining, this is date November 5 and 1:30 and fold as 1. That means this is second time 1:30, that means second occurrence, that is after DST ends. So if I try to print, so here it both giving same date time. Since we are not mentioned time zone here, so fold 0 and fold 1, which is fold 1, fold 2, so we are not able to identify. So next we'll try with time zone by keeping time zone. So for defining time zone, I'm importing here zoneinfo, and by using zoneinfo, I'm defining here time zone as America or New York. So for showing first occurrence of 1:30, I'm defining date as November 6 and 1:30, and TZone info as time zone info as this one zone. So I'm defined America or New York time zone, and I want fold 0. For first occurrence, we had to define as fold equal to 0. And a similar way for second occurrence of 1:30, that means after DST ends, so we need to define fold equal to 1. So now I'm printing first 1:30 a.m. and second 1:30 a.m. So if you see here, see 22, 11, 6, 1:30. So that time, based on this time zone, based on this American New York time zone, see this UTC value is -4. That is first 1:30. That means during DST is active. And second time, that means of once DST is ended and it comes to standard time, so that time UTC value is -5. And if you find this UTC offset for both times, see here we are getting -1 day and 20. And for second one, -1 day, 19 hours. So here 1 hour difference is there. Here 20, here 19. But why it's showing -1 day 20 is, oh, this is equivalent to 4. Here 4 hours is there, no? That is equivalent to here. So Python, it will display like this. So this minus 1 day, 20 hours is equivalent to 4 hours. So first 1:30 a.m. is in DST. That means UTC minus 4. That is this one, UTC minus 4. So second 1:30 a.m. is in standard time. That is UTC minus 5. That is this one. So like this, you can differentiate based on this time zone. So first 1:30, when it occurs, what is the UTC time? And second 1:30, what is the UTC time? Next, how to compare fold values. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm defining date times and I'm defining fold value, fold 0 and 1. And if I try to print dt1 is equal to dt2. So what it giving is true. So that means date time ignores fold for comparison unless time zone aware, TZ aware. So since we are not mentioned time zone here, so Python, it is ignoring time zone. So it printing, it is equal like, that means true. So if you want to get to know dt1 belongs to which fold and dt2 belongs to which fold, just write dt1 dot fold, dt2 dot fold, then it will give you fold value. So dt1 belongs to 0, dt2 belongs to 1, fold equal to 1. So here difference is I defined time zone info here. That is the only difference between here and here. So we are getting same result here, true and fold 0 and fold 1. So that means and November 6, 22 at 2 a.m. New York switched from daylight saving time to standard time. So this thing we already discussed. Okay, so 1:30 a.m. actually happens 2 times. When fold equal to 0, that time UTC minus 4 hours. When fold equal to 1, that means second occurrence, UTC is minus 5 hours. So again, this thing is same description. So you can go through this one. So Python considers them equal unless you manually check the time zone differences. So here dt1, dt2 represents different moment. So if you compare two datetime objects, Python ignores fold unless you explicitly doing time zone aware comparison. So that means here it giving true, no? So whether you are giving time zone information or not. So Python it is ignoring. So you had to do it manually, time zone aware comparison. So one more comparison. So what I'm doing, I'm creating one function here, is underscore DST. Here what I'm trying to do is determine whether or not daylight saving time is currently is in effect. So I'm picking extracting year from current date and time, and manually I'm giving month and the date and defining time here. And here I used pytz library. So in time zone info, I mentioned as yes, Eastern. So this is equivalent to January 1st. And why I defined datetime.now, and inside that I mentioned time zone info. So here it is hard coded and this is online. So in written condition, what I given not, and I mentioned y dot UTC offset is equal to x dot UTC offset. If I print that, it will give true. So next, handling an ambiguous time during fallback. So we already discussed ambiguous means it occurs twice during the DST transition and handling the same time twice during DST transition. DST ends and the clock fall back to a particular time occur twice. So we can use fold parameter to distinguish first and second occurrence of the time. So now we'll see example by using pytz library by using localize. So I'm importing pytz library here. By using pytz, I'm defining time zone here, US East time, and I'm manually processing a date and time value in the form of string representation. Okay, so later what I'm doing, date time dot strp time. So that means this string date I'm converting to timestamp format here, and by using this particular format. And later this time I am pausing here. That means if you see Eastern, so this particular time zone I am doing localize on this timestamp by keeping is underscore DST as true. That means first occurrence. So first of all, what is localize? So localize will use only while using pytz library. So if you see here, when you create datetime object in Python, it's naive by default, meaning it has no time zone information attached. So naive means only datetime will be there. There is no time zone will be there. So if you want to attach time zone, you'll use dot localize method by using pytz library to attach time zone to our naive datetime object. So that is localize method. So if you see here, Eastern, this time zone is mentioned, dot localize. Localize means we are going to attach this time zone to this timestamp value. This timestamp value, we are attaching this time zone. But since we given is underscore DST equal to true, that means to represent first occurrence during DST. See, if you see here, is underscore DST equal to true. That means first occurrence, that is still it is in DST, daylight saving time. So similar way, if you keep false means it is second occurrence and it fall back on standard time. See, these are all optional true or false. So it helps resolve ambiguous time. So like if you see 2 a.m. happening twice during DST transitions. So, and remember this is underscore DST will use while using pytz library. If you see here, we are localize. Localize means we'll use that while using pytz library. So that time we'll use is underscore DST equal to true, is underscore DST as false. This for second occurrence. So here what I'm doing, I'm printing for first 1:30 a.m. DT underscore first. This one I'm printing. So what I'm getting here, November 2nd, 1:30, and that time my UTC time is -4. That means daylight saving is 1 hour. Next, in second time, when second time 1:30 a.m. occurs, that means standard time. If I print this one, what I'm getting 25 November to 1:30, and my UTC time is -5. So it's changing from -4 to -5. And here DST is 0. That means daylight saving time is got eliminated. So that means it moved to standard time now. So that's why it's showing 0. So this we discussed already, and this is same explanation. So while I explained these two slides, no, that is equivalent to this one. So next what I'm doing, so here I explained with pytz library, pytz with localize. So but normally try to avoid this pytz library in real time. So always use this zoneinfo. So this zoneinfo library is available from Python 3.9 onwards. So from zoneinfo, I'm importing zoneinfo. So here what I'm doing, I'm creating date time. This is my date and this is my time 1:30. And by using zoneinfo, I'm defining time zone information here, that is America or New York. And if I want to print first 1:30, so then this DT1 and fold, if you want to know fold, DT1 dot fold. So what it giving for first 1:30? So what we given is 25, 11, 2, and it is 1:30. So for this particular time zone, this is -4, and it is giving fold as 0. So that means this is first occurrence. Similar way, for second occurrence, what I'm doing, this DT1, I'm replacing as fold as 1. If I replace fold to 1, so what it happens? That is second occurrence. So if you see here, this is -5, UTC is -5, and this is fold 1. So next, how to handle DST transitions by checking fold value. So when working with ambiguous times during DST transition, you can check the fold value and perform specific actions based on whether it is fold 0 or fold 1. So here also same thing, up to here same, defined time zone here, America or New York. Then I'm printing this DT. I'm printing this DT. If I try to run this, see my DT is this one. So for this 25, 11 to November 2 and 1:30, since I given time zone info as America and New York, for America and New York, that is our -4 hours, UTC -4. And later I'm printing fold, DT dot fold. That means this is 0, fold 0. See here, UTC -4 hours. And next what I'm doing, if DT dot fold, so this value is equal to 0. So we have 0. So that means it is equal to 0. Then what he has to print? This is the first occurrence. See here, this is printing as this is the first occurrence before DST ends. Okay, so next, what we'll do is we'll check with one more example. Date time, this is same. This is same. Here what I'm doing, I'm printing same DT1. See up to here same. And since it is America or New York, this is -4 hours. That is UTC -4 hour. And UTC offset. That means DT1, this value dot UTC offset. So UTC offset means it will give you how many hours it is a difference. So as I told earlier, -4 hours, it is equivalent to -1 day, 20 hours. And next, what I'm doing, this DT1, I am replacing with fold 1. Then what will happen? It will become second 1:30 a.m. And so what will happen? This become UTC -5. So now offset is what? -1 day, 19 hours. See this 1 hour difference is there. If you see here, UTC offset now shows -5 hours. That means this one, 5 hours from UTC. In Python, sometimes it shows as -1, 19 hours, which is mathematically the same as -5. So now see how the UTC offset changes. So first 1:30 a.m. UTC -4 hours during DST. And the second 1:30 a.m. UTC is -5 hours. UTC -5 hours. That is after DST ends. So next we'll check a difference between fold 0 and fold 1. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm creating datetime object here, date and time, and I'm defining time zone info, and I'm defined fold equal to 0. So here fold equal to 1. That means this time zone, it is first 1:30 a.m. and this time zone related to second occurrence of 1:30 a.m. If I take a difference dt2 minus dt1, difference is 0. So this since it is identical 0, but actual difference is 1 hour because 1 hour setback is there, no? So that 1 hour difference is there. So 1 hour difference between fold 0 before rollback and fold equal to 1 after rollback. So since we are setting back 1 hour, so that 1 hour difference is there. So wall clock time looks identical. There is actually 1 hour difference between fold 0 and fold 1. Next, handling forward transitions when DST starts. So that means this one. So when DST starts, what we are doing? We are doing 1 hour forward. So this one, how to do that? So when DST starts, clocks are moved forward by 1 hour. So certain times do not exist on that day. So that means when as soon as it comes to 1:59, immediately it will jump to 3 o'clock. That means we are missing 1 hour here. So that means we are missing 2:30 a.m. So example, New York Eastern Time, DST starts March 8, 2020. So at 2 a.m., clock moves forward to 3 a.m. That means meaning 2 to 2:59 a.m. never happened. So we'll see with one example, date time. So here I mentioned date March 8th, and I mentioned 2 o'clock, morning 2 o'clock, and I mentioned time zone value. See, that is it giving minus 5 hours. See here, this is minus 5 hours. So that means value error is missing in the America time zone. That means time zone 2 a.m. to 59 never existed in America, New York on that day due to DST jump. So that means, so UTC minus 4, it not showing here. It directly is showing UTC minus 5. So that 1 hour because of 1 hour jump. So next, simulating an event occurring before and after DST ends. So here, same thing, November 1, 2020, 1:30, but only Chicago time. So this also happens twice. So here what we are doing, so November 1, 1:30. So earlier we took America or New York, but here we are taking Chicago. So this date time I am replacing with fold 0 and replace fold equal to 1. So what we'll get is 2020 November 1, 1:30. So for Chicago, that is UTC minus 5. And for fold 1, that means after DST, UTC minus 6. So that is equivalent to this one. Okay, so same thing. So only difference is I changed time zone here. So here earlier for America or New York, we have UTC minus 4, but here UTC minus 5. So next I took time zone as America or New York, and I took November 3rd, 1:30. So for this, what we'll get? 24 November 3rd, 1:30, and UTC minus 4, because America and New York, that is UTC minus 4. And this fold is 0. DT1 dot fold, this fold is 0. And a similar way here, since I mentioned replace fold equal to 1, so we'll get UTC minus 5 and fold as 1. DT2 dot fold, that is fold as 1. Next, avoiding errors in the time calculation. So here, what I took example is before DST ends. That means November 1, 12:30. So November 1, 12:30, America, Chicago. So DT before and what is after? That means DT after when fold as 0 and 1. So first what I'm doing, I'm doing second occurrence. For second occurrence, so number first 130 and I'm giving replace fold as 1. For first occurrence, number 1 130 replace fold equal to 0. So if I take a difference dt after 0, that means second occurrence minus dt before. So what I'm getting 1 hour. So similar way, first occurrence minus dt before, that is 1 hour. So finally 12:30. So first we defined is 12:30. So 12:30 to if you see this one now, first dt before 0, dt before, this is 12:30, dt after 0. So after 0 means 2 o'clock. So what is the difference? 1.5 hours. And if you see 1 to 1:30, 30 minutes difference is there. So if you see this one, dt after, that means after fold. Okay, so 12:30, this is 12:30 and this is 1:30. So what is the difference between 12:30 and 1:30? 1 hour difference. So similar way, dt after 1. So here 1:30, here 12:30. So what is the difference? 1 hour. So next at the final we'll see. So I'm defining date time and it is at 1 o'clock, America, Chicago. So here I'm printing 1 o'clock. For Chicago, it is UTC minus 5. And this time zone name is CDT. And time zone info is America or Chicago. So similarly, what I'm doing for DST, I'm replacing this DST. That means this time I'm replacing with fold 1. And if you use fold 1, what will happen? UTC minus 5, it will change to UTC minus 6. So what will happen? Convert DST to UTC. So that means number 1. And what will happen? If you convert this CST to ETC, this 6 hours will get add here and you will get 7 hours. And this UTC means normally plus 00. So that's all about this video, how to use fold 0 and fold 1 in daylight saving time by using Python. So that's all about this video. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.